The three-time gold medalist in the ladies slalom, Miss Mikaela Shiffrin. Take care. After a lot of questions and a lot of selfies, she's here. You're doing a lot of selfies as well with some fans, with some guys from the military. That's a cool job to do after a gold medal, I think.
Yeah, it's all pretty special after a gold medal, or the other day after silver too. I can't complain. If people want to take pictures with me, it's not a bad place to be.
Three-time gold medalist in a row. How does that feel? Maybe a little bit closer. Thank you.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. To be honest, I don't really know what that means yet. I wasn't thinking about that. I didn't know it until somebody mentioned it to me like 5 days ago. And today, my real focus was just on the day, on both my runs and my own skiing. And I was trying not to worry about anybody else, about any of the other skiers, and it worked well. But it wasn't about 3 medals. It was just about today and 1 medal.
How did you go into this second run? I had the impression there was no thinking about conservation of the time, but just go for everything.
Yeah, I tried to pretend like it was a new race completely, and just to see if I could build another lead. And I don't know, I wasn't sure if I could do it between runs. There were plenty of times where I thought maybe I might crash or do something and lose it all, and that would be so heartbreaking. But when I was in the start gate, nothing like that was in my mind. It was just, yeah, okay, now it's time for me to go.
The last time somebody did 3 gold medals in a row, it's 78 years ago. Does that mean something to you?
I don't know. It's a lot to think about. It's a long time ago, but yeah, it's difficult to perform so well in big events and three consecutive times. Slaloming was 6 years ago now or something like that. So it's definitely not easy, and I can understand why people haven't done it, but my team around me is really great. My coaches are amazing. We've managed this season really well, and I'm really proud of us taking a step back and saying, no, I'm not doing the combined. I'm not doing downhill or super G. I'm focusing on my events, and I'm going to do my best. And it put a little bit more pressure on the GS and slalom, but at the end of the day, that paid off.
We had your dad, Ted, in the interview right after you took the gold medal, and we asked him, what is the secret about Mikaela Shiffrin? And he said, well, he won't tell, otherwise it wouldn't be a secret, of course. But then he said, well, we don't party much. But tonight, I think there could be a little party.
I don't know. After the GS, I thought maybe, yeah, I have a slalom to do, so I can't party so much. But I was so happy just to get in bed and go to sleep. Now that's like the first thing I'm thinking about is like, yeah, it's all going to be fun and that's great, but I can't wait to get in bed and just like stop talking to people. I'm sorry. It's true.
Okay, maybe 1 or 2 questions still to Mikaela Shiffrin. There is one for the lady, please.
Congratulations, Mikaela. Your mom is heavily involved in your success. Can you tell us a little bit about your relationship and how she helps you?
Yeah, she's the best coach I've ever had in skiing, and she's one of the smartest people that I know, because when I started out skiing, I mean, she's always been a really amazing racer. She's been a really great skier, but she's grown with me as we go through this whole thing. As I've gotten better in my career, she's always come with me, and she learns as I learn, but she always manages to stay like 1 step ahead of me. And it's amazing to me that I always figured like I'd get a coach who knew everything, and he would just, or she would just tell me what to do and I'd do it. And it always ends up coming back to my mom, and she's the one who keeps me on track. And also it's like taking a piece of home with me wherever we go. So it maybe the biggest advantage that I possibly have is having one of my parents who's so heavily involved in my career, to have her with me.
Thank you. One question here.
When you crossed the finish line and saw the 1.6 second you were ahead of Holden, you seemed pretty stunned. What went through your mind at the moment?
Yeah, well, it took me a couple seconds to find the time, actually. So I was sort of searching, And I didn't want to celebrate until I knew for sure that I had won. But when I saw 1.6, it was like, it was like that. Oh, that would just happen at the perfect time. Yeah, it was like, is the time wrong? But I felt really good about my second run, and the skiing was solid, really, really strong actually. So I knew that it was fast. I just didn't know how fast compared to the other girls, and that was a really special moment.
Mikaela, Tom Kelly and me are very curious about what makes you choosing your haircut before a race. And we notice your pigtails, which are really cute. And we were wondering, is this a kind of dedication to your role model, Janica Kostelic, who won here, with this haircut also 14 years ago? And I know that you admire her so much, or is this just a coincidence?
It's a bit of a dedication, but it's more actually, how do I explain this? So 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I started out with a pretty tough season. And my first race that I won was in Kutai. And for some reason, I just decided to do braids that day. And I won my first slalom race that season. And all of a sudden, I got my timing back. And that was the last slalom we had before World Championships in my home country. So that was a special day, and for some reason I just thought going into this race, I want to do side braids. And I remember Janica saying, yeah, that's the right hairstyle. So it's a little bit kind of, I guess, like a joke between us, but also more tribute to myself 2 years ago, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm sure I have, but I actually can't remember it. But now I want to go on YouTube and look it up. Now I'm really interested.
One more question, please. Please.
Mikaela, you have 28 World Cup wins. You have 3 World Championship titles. You're an Olympic champion. Where's the limit for you? I mean, you're not 22 by now.
There is no limit. Sorry. I guess right now I'm still really motivated. I want to be the best skier, not just the fastest skier, but the best technically. I want to be the strongest person, and I want to be the most consistent as well. And so far, my career has been like that, and I want to keep going with it. So. Yeah, now especially going into speed disciplines as well, I have a lot of goals there, and hopefully someday I'd like to win in Super G and downhill, but I think it'll take some time before I can do that consistently. So it's definitely a long road from here. I still feel like I just started.
So you definitely are in history, being the best for the generations to come.
Yeah, but we're all in history. Everybody's writing history every day.
We got one last question, this gentleman, and then finish talking.
Hi, Mikaela. Congratulations. You left St. Moritz the other Sunday to train in Italy, South Tyrol. Maybe destroying the motivation of some male slalom skiers there. Can you just talk a little bit about the build-up to the races here in St. Moritz?
Oh, I hope I didn't destroy their motivation. Yeah, I mean, I chose not to do the speed events here because I wanted the preparation for GS and slalom. And that was a risky decision because on the one hand, you know, I could race the combine and maybe have a shot at a medal. But if I didn't perform there, then it would be a big bummer going into these races. And it's easy to, you get momentum going and you can keep it going. But if something happens that stops momentum, it's hard to get it rolling again. And I thought, okay, so now I've decided not to do any speed, so I have no chance at a medal then. I'm going in right for the GS, and like I've never performed that well at a World Championships GS. So that's a big risk. It's my first chance at a medal, and like I hope it just works. And then slalom as well. So sometimes focusing on 2 events, if they're my best events, but at the same time, it's nice to get some racing out of the way before that. So I thought, okay, just focus on it, get the really good training, and then see if you can put some good skiing out there. I'm really happy with how that went. I'm excited about the training that I had, and I'm really proud of my coaches and everybody around me and my team for trusting me with that and just saying, okay, like, we do what you want to do and let's make the best of it, because it happened, almost as perfect as it could have.
So we give you a little break until tonight to the medal ceremony. Looking forward to that. Mikaela Shiffrin, everybody.
Ja, unglaublich.